Hey everybody, Retrofied here, and today is day 28 in this month-long marathon leading up to the Switch 2's launch. And for today's video, I wanted to talk about the new 3D Mario game that we are hopefully getting either this year or early next year. So if you guys are excited about the new 3D Mario game and the Switch 2, then make sure you leave a comment below telling me what you're excited about or any predictions you have, and make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any more of these videos in this month-long marathon. And before we get started, sorry if my voice sounds a little bit scratchy or off. I just got back from a Metallica concert last night and my voice still hasn't recovered. Also, make sure you guys join my Discord server. The link is in the description. Still working it out, but it'd be really cool if you guys join. So without further ado, let's get into today's video. So Mario is obviously one of Nintendo's biggest games. That is genuinely their mascot. It's their Mickey Mouse. So they're always going to want to release Mario games or have games with Mario in it. And we're already getting a new Mario game in the form of Mario Kart World. Now this game is a launch title and it kind of redoes everything about Mario Kart. So I feel like Nintendo is going to redo 3D Mario for this new era. And I don't mean completely change the formula. I feel like we're still going to get a regular 3D Mario game, but I feel like it's going to be so different from Odyssey and Galaxy in the past. And before I continue, I don't think we're going to get Odyssey 2. I don't think that's what it's going to be called. I don't think this game's going to be a sequel to it. And I also don't think we're going to get a Galaxy 3. I just feel like it's been way too long since Odyssey for them to actually do a sequel to it, because remember that game came out 8 years ago, so I just doubt they would come out with a sequel to it because that's not normally what they do. I feel like Odyssey will be a one-off title and we'll get something new. So I'd actually love to see this game return to having a hub world like in Mario 64. If you ever played Mario 64, it had the giant Peach's castle that you could run around, explore, and it had all the connected worlds inside. I feel like we're gonna get something like that, but just massive. I feel like we're gonna get a huge hub world, maybe the size of like an actual level. But I would definitely like to see a big hub world that isn't, you know, traveling from world to world in the Odyssey or traveling from galaxy to galaxy. We saw this a little bit in Bowser's Fury where there was one huge world, but all the levels were kind of inside that world. I don't feel like they're going to go with this approach. I feel like they're going to stay with the 3D Mario traveling between different worlds approach. Or maybe we'll get multiple hub worlds that have all these different levels included. A little bit like what we saw in Galaxy 2 where there were different worlds basically that had a bunch of different planets inside of that, more similar to a 2D Mario game. But I don't really feel like they'll go with this approach because that's not what they've been doing for any of these games. So next, let's actually talk about the gameplay for this game. I would love to see the return of power-ups in this game. In Odyssey, obviously we had just Cappy where you could transform into different enemies, and that was the power-ups. But I would love to see a bunch of new power-ups, a bunch of power-ups from Mario Wonder, and just some one-off power-ups that were in some random games. It'd be cool if we saw the Bubble Flower, or just a bunch of different new power-ups. And that actually brings me to another point, is I hope this game is more like Mario Wonder. Mario Wonder was an amazing game. And one thing I really liked about it when I was playing it is that it's so musical. There are so many elements of music inside the game that it just feels so incredible. I would love to see this in the new 3D Mario game. Every 3D Mario game has always had a great soundtrack. Most of the songs that are in these games are in the background of these videos, because they have so many good different soundtracks. So I would love to see kind of something where the world is the music and anything you do causes some new music to happen. Just anything you interact with can change the music so that it feels like you're playing in a song. Now the big thing that every Mario game has is its gimmicks. So what do I think the gimmick is going to be for this game? I don't know the exact gimmick that they're going to do, but I would honestly hope for a world gimmick rather than a Mario gimmick. And what I mean by this is a Mario gimmick would be more like Cappy and Flood, while a world gimmick would be more like Super Mario Galaxy, where the gimmick is that you can go around these planets in circles and stuff. I would honestly like to see a world gimmick rather than a Mario gimmick. Mario gimmicks are really fun. Cappy was one of the most fun parts about that game, probably the most fun part about that game. But I would really like to see something happen with the world that's the gimmick. Kind of like in Mario Wonder, how you got the Wonder Flower and it would change the level completely. I'd like to see something kind of like that be put into the next 3D Mario game. So now on to when I think this is going to release. I honestly think that this is going to release probably early to mid next year. I hate to say that. I'd love for this game to come out this year, but I doubt we're going to be getting this game this year. Also, another thing is I don't know if we're going to be getting this game announced at this Nintendo Direct that's coming up in a couple weeks, just because of the fact that Donkey Kong Bonanza is coming out a month after this, and I don't feel like Nintendo is going to want to show off the new 3D Mario game and then have a 3D Donkey Kong game come out a week or two after that, just because of the fact that people are going to decide, oh well, I don't want to get 3D Donkey Kong game, I'll just wait for the new Mario game, and then nobody's going to buy Donkey Kong Bonanza. But Donkey Kong Bonanza looks like a good game. It looks like Odyssey too, so I feel like we'll get Donkey Kong Bonanza and have that for a little bit, and then we'll get the next Mario game. So I think, like I said, mid next year is probably when we're getting this. So what do I think the story is going to be like for this game? Obviously, I think it's going to be a regular Peach getting kidnapped story. I don't think we're going to be getting anything super special, just because that's how 3D Mario games are. It would be pretty cool if Peach didn't get kidnapped, let's say, and you were just doing this for the fun of it. But for the big 3D Mario game, I feel like they're going to go back to having the Peach storyline where she gets kidnapped and you had to save her, because that is their staple storyline. It's been in nearly every single Mario game since the first game. Now, what do I think this game is going to look like? I feel like the graphics of this game will be comparable to Odyssey, but I feel like there's just going to be so much more on the screen. We saw this in Astro's Playroom and Astrobot, which isn't a Nintendo game, but instead of just making the graphics just like crazy ray tracing, they added so many just things for the fun of it. You'll be walking around a level and there'll be hundreds of like things around you just because. I feel like we'll see something like that in this game, where there'll just be a bunch of enemies and you have to get them all, kind of like Hyrule Warriors, where there are just like hundreds of enemies coming towards you. I feel like we'll see more of that rather than Nintendo going for ray tracing and each individual grass is modeled. I feel like they'll stay consistent with the Odyssey style, but make it stylized and just have so many things to do and on the screen. I'm really excited for what they have. Like I said in previous videos, Nintendo is unpredictable. We could get something completely different. We could get Odyssey 2. Honestly, they can do whatever they want, but I'm just so excited to see what they're going to do. So if you guys are excited about this issue, make sure you leave a comment below, tell me what you're excited about, and make sure you subscribe, because we're almost at 600 subscribers, which is insane. I genuinely did not think that we would get to this much. So yeah, make sure you guys join the Discord server, because I'm actually taking a lot of suggestions from the people in there now. So if you guys want to be featured in a future video or help make a future video, then make sure you join the server, because this video was made in part with some of the people in that server. So yeah, make sure you guys join. So I will see you guys tomorrow.